have again face to face the Honda Transalp and the Yamaha Tenere. These bikes are again face to face. I have a first review, a first overview comparison, which I did already on the channel. You can check it out. This is the second one with the new Tenere 700. We can see the differences. Starting from the suspension. You can check it out, the difference. So the Tenere suspension, the front suspension, it's way with an impressive suspension travel. The ground clearance also difference. But in general, I have to say that both bikes are designed for a specific use, for let's say a more specific use. One it's more designed for off-road, like the Yamaha Tenere. One it's better maybe on the streets, on the twisties, and has some off-road capabilities depending on the rider's skills. But again, these two bikes are just impressive. Let's hear a little bit the bikes, both bikes, the Transalp and the Tenere. Let's start with the Tenere and hear the CARPURIDE exhaust to be able to compare it a little bit with the Transalps. Now let's see the Transalp. You already know it, but still it's a comparison. Please write in the comments which exhaust do you find louder or nicer, the CARPURIDE exhaust with the DB killer on from Yamaha Tenere 700 or the stock exhaust from the Honda Transalp. Please write in the comment section. I will be very interested in your opinion, because I'm subjective, but your opinion should value more. We just have to mention that this engine is brand new. It has about 350 kilometers, and we cannot accelerate the bike too much. For the engine's safety reasons, we cannot accelerate the bike too much. So I have to say that the exhaust, the CARPURIDE exhaust, has not been exploited to the max now. because of the bikes being in a braking period. And I have to mention also that this bike has 6,000 kilometers, and the exhaust after 6,000 kilometers sounds differently than an exhaust after 300 kilometers. It's a total different sound according to the kilometers done, and according to the braking period is totally a different story. Slightly advantage on the water pump position on the Honda Transalp if we compare it with the Tenere, which is quite exposed. The water pump from the Honda Transalp, it's a little bit higher positioned in the upper left side. You can check it out, and it's somehow protected by the engine guard. And in Tenere you have it here quite exposed. It's not very low position, let's be honest. It's also high positioned, but somehow it needs extra protection if you ask me, especially if you're planning off-road riding. And here on the Transalp, the water pump, it's higher and protected by the engine guard. But let's be honest to say that the pipes are from metal with a good reason. The pipes are from metal with a good reason, because of the exposure which you get riding off-road. And in Transalp we have the pipes from rubber, so it's a big difference, different purpose. And yeah, we can see here rubber pipes on the Transalp and metal pipes for the Tenere. To add some freezer, it's a very easy access on the left side. As you can see here, very easy access on the left side. And on the Transalp we have access to the freezer by taking out the seat and add some coolant. It's positioned on the right side under the seat, and you can actually add the coolant, the freezer, from here. This is a comparison. And as you can see, the headlight, I like it much more on the Tenere. I think it looks very aggressive. I'm really pleased to see how the headlight from the Tenere is looking like. And when I compare mine, looks like a scooter one, very basic. Looks like a XCB 500X. Not even the one from NX 500 can be compared with this ugly one, but it is what it is now. What can we say? In terms of positioning, in terms of position, the signal position, let's check it out. On the Transalp we have the signal lights which are on when riding, but it's not the same on the Tenere. On the Tenere we don't have the signal position on always. It would have been nice to have it, but perhaps too much work to be done. It's not something very important, but still it's a difference between the two bikes. I have to be honest, guys, and tell you that the engine from the Tenere runs very smoothly, very smooth. It's very silent. Doesn't have so many vibrations as it has the one from the Transalp. The one from the Transalp seems to have somehow more personality in terms of vibrations, in terms of acceleration, response, and so on. It seems more brutal, more rough on accelerating and even on idle. But the one from the Tenere, it's very nimble, it's very not so noisy. The engine is not so noisy, and it has a pleasant feel, less vibrations, and very smooth sound. On the Tenere, another useful feature is the oil indicator, which you can check out the oil level. You can check it out through a window which is placed on the left side, And also I suppose this window needs some protection in case of a crash, or in case you hit a rock. You need to protect it somehow, but still you have this possibility to check the engine directly from this window, which would have been nice to have on the Transalp, or not. We don't, let's say it's useful feature, but I prefer to have less braking possibilities on the engine. It would have been an additional window with a glass or with a possibility to hit a rock somehow. And now we have a person which my friend Marian is 194 centimeters height. Let's check it out how he looks on the Tenere 700 Rally. And now you can actually see that this bike, it's almost perfect for him. He can touch its ground with a complete feet, and also can bend its knees while staying on the seat. You can see now he has a very comfortable position, and you can see now how his hands are on the handlebar. He actually has a perfect height, so to speak, for this kind of bike. Even I cannot say there is a perfect height for a bike, but still it makes the job much easier at 194 on the Yamaha Tenere. We have to see Marian also on the Transalp. I'm really curious to see the difference. 194 on the Transalp. Let's check it out. And care e diferența? Of course, much more lower position than the Tenere. Marian can bend his knees much more, and he can actually bend its elbows much more, but he has perfect access to the commands. Poți să pui piciorul pe scăriță? You can see now while he's actually riding position, this is the riding position, and he can actually bend the knees at 90 degrees. I think they're quite comfortable. It's a comfortable position. He can tied up to the tank, and this is the position. This is the actual off-road position. He can access the handlebar. Maybe he would use a little bit some risers, but still I think he can control very good the bike, the Honda Transalp. Let's see him on the rally position, on the off-road position, also on the Tenere. 194. Marian, he's sitting on the Tenere. This is the riding position. As you can see, perfect position for off-road riding on the Tenere. 194. Marian, it's actually fitting perfectly to the Tenere 700. And now I'm gonna try to do the same. I'm 180 height, and I'm gonna compare. You're gonna compare the looks on the Tenere versus the Transalp with my height of 180. It's a different story, right? This is my angle. I have now 90 degrees somehow on the Tenere. The footback position is very good. I like it. And this is the off-road position. I feel very comfortable, very confident on grabbing to the handlebars. Now let's move to the Transalp. Yeah. So this is it, and this is a total different story now on the Transalp. A much lower position, but a more confident one. The position of the foot peg still it's a little bit backwards. I would prefer to have it upwards a little bit, but this can be changed by moving the standing position, the riding position, back or forward. And this is the off-road riding position. This bike gives me more confidence, but it's a matter of perception, I suppose. Thank you very much, Dual Motors, for giving me the opportunity to test and see the bike, the Yamaha Tenere 700 Rally. I look forward to test ride it very soon. See you next time. Bye bye.